So hi, welcome to Good Nights Podcast with Bobby Mahoney and the Seventh Sons. We're gonna ask them some questions today. I'm gonna start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and who is the Seventh Son?
Yeah, so we started the band when I was in high school, and I grew up dating myself around 2010, and we were just Seventh Son, and we got the lyric from an AC/DC song, actually, Bad Boy Boogie. There's a lyric that on the seventh day I was the seventh son, and I scared the hell out of everyone. And our my good friend and original guitar player John Alba suggested that to me at the time, and I'm kind of the mind of there are no good band names. So I kind of was like, all right, sure, we'll roll with it, whatever. We started as a high school band for just one sort of Battle of the Bands high school, show.
Yeah.
And then we just kept writing songs and playing shows and started playing more in the Asbury Park area. And then, people went off to college and the lineups changed. And then I was doing a lot more solo acoustic work. So then it kind of became Bobby Mahoney and the Seventh Son. And that kept it mostly to keep the social media stuff easy to switch over.
Yeah.
Because again, we could be called literally anything. So it never really mattered to me what we were called. But the Seventh Son to me always sort of embodies that rock and roll spirit, and is that sort of just that, that energy of a live show that we are all missing right now.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what that is, and I think we all sort of have our own meanings to it. And when James and I do, duo shows, James is the Seventh Son. Or when Andrew and I do duo gigs, we're the Seventh Son. John and I haven't done a duo gig yet, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
One of these days.
Yeah, but Seventh Son is whatever it needs to be at whatever time. It's kind of like Flubber,
Big reference.
Right?
That was
Remember
great.
that?
I loved that.
Oh, wow.
References.
James is like, wow, that's the best definition of the band name I've ever heard.
Did you just make it up on the spot, or
Literally, yeah. It's not even
Oh
a
my
canned
God.
response. Yeah,
Wow.
no, that's good. I'm
Nice.
gonna use it.
that was great, wonderful job.
Thank you. Yeah.
So congrats on your newest release, Nothing for Nothing. How do you felt the response to that single so far?
Well, I think pretty well. It's been a lot of fun to play it. We recorded it. It's been about at least a year and a half, 2 years now, probably, right, Andrew? When did we
Well,
originally record that?
About a year and a half.
Okay, a year and a half ago.
They sent me the demo when I was on the other side of the world.
Yeah, where were you?
I was in the Philippines.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was on a 6-hour bus ride in the Philippines when I got a text message with some acoustic demos that I killed time by listening to
He had nothing else better to do.
on a 6-hour bus ride.
Yeah. So we listened to those demos, and we actually initially tracked the song, just James, John, and I, and then Andrew overdubbed his parts when he came back this side of the globe. And no, it's been a cool reception because we put the song out at the end of the very tip of end of last year, beginning of this year.
Mhm.
And then we just released the video recently, and that's been getting a really nice response because the video is sort of us reminiscing about back in the days when we could play shows in front of people.
Mhm.
So it was a nice, recollection of those times for sure.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this track?
I started with an acoustic guitar and just lyrics, and with this song I really kind of wanted to shake up the song structure a bit. But when I started it, I didn't think too much of it. It was just sort of I had like the chorus and then the pre-chorus, and I had a little bit of a verse, but it wasn't too much. And I was like, oh, well, I'll write a second or third verse later. Like I'll figure that out later. And then I brought it to, James and John, and I was like, okay, so let's figure this out. And we went and started to lay down stuff, and I wanted it to have a little bit of a heavier feel to it. And, James, do you remember, what do you remember about sort of this song coming together?
Didn't we start vamping on it together in my condo that one time when you came over with your acoustic?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was sitting there with his electric kit.
And
was
I
sitting
just
there with
I remember the same feeling I got when he showed me Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
Like, they're just such a catchy, intro to the beginning of the song that caught my attention right off the bat. And for me, just stuck in my head pretty easy, too.
Yeah. John, how about you? Do you remember anything from that session other than me just yelling things around?
That's every session, but yeah, No, what I like about this song was like when we were going through and writing it, like, it's really easy to kind of like fall into that like classic like song structure pattern, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But, kind of like there's a fun in like shaking it up a little bit. And I like to think of this song as like, the structure is like a little unconventional. And to me, it's like everything is just like a chorus and then like another chorus and then like another chorus. And it's like, you know, only entertaining high energy parts ever. And I think it's sick that it's kind of just like it's not following like a typical structure, but it's like still catchy and still kind of is like trying to draw your attention in at every point. And I think that was a cool way to kind of go about, kind of knowing the rules and then breaking them kind of situation.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you snuck in that synth.
Yeah, which we
Yeah.
did get a little jazzy, a little Pink Floydy. Which again, I think that came. Did that come? I guess after Andrew, after you kind of did your overdubs. So
Yeah, I
then
think
Andrew
I
had to
was
come
there,
in and
I think.
play onto it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your reaction to the track, Andrew?
No, I mean it's a good track. I'm glad. I'll use John's words, say that it is sick. You always want to have sick songs. That's what the kids like these days.
Of course.
But yeah, no, I think it is a catchy song. The sort of different structure. I remember in the beginning, like Bobby and I were kind of going back and forth, like, does it need to be longer? And I think, since we put it out, I guess that question has been answered and that it's fine the way it is. We didn't have to add more to it.
Yeah, less is more sometimes. So
Definitely.
definitely.
Solid. All right. I know it was like a long time ago. She said like a year and a half, but if you can, where was your headspace at while creating this track?
Well, initially it was just sort of, we came out of working with somebody that didn't have our best interests at heart, let's say, and we kind of had to overcome kind of being betrayed a little bit by someone that we trusted, and coming off of a situation like that, I felt pretty bitter and pretty upset about that. And I kind of was you really are, nothing is guaranteed, and even like sort of like a storyline you see playing out one way can completely change and go a really dark direction. And it's that sort of, you can't take anything for granted, and nothing is ever given easy. So that's kind of where the song originally started. And then when I wrote a lyric that said when it all falls apart, we got to shut down to restart.
Mm-hmm.
That I had, that didn't mean what it means today. Then it kind of just meant, I thought of honestly as a computer, like just sometimes you need that reset, you gotta, shut down to restart, every time my computer doesn't work. James doesn't have that problem anymore because he has a new laptop, but like sometimes you just need that reset, which I was thinking at it as like, a mental health, sort of, idea. But from there now it's like, we literally have to do that if we don't want to like die. So it's pretty wild how that has sort of changed over time.
For sure. So is there any like deeper meaning behind the music video, or is it just like reminiscing on missing shows?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have an answer, but Andrew, do you have an answer, or did
I do.
anyone else? Yeah, okay.
I feel like
James, go ahead.
this video, regardless of the pandemic, was not necessarily about like missing shows. We were really just like collaging a lot of the tour bits and whatnot to make it the video, is what I got from that, right? I mean, didn't we come up with like an idea for it before? So it's not supposed to be that type of vibe. It's really just supposed to be like a tour capture video.
So initially we had used some of that footage as like a tour memories, video, and just like, we had a lot of fun, silly times on that trip. Last October, we went out, we did, went down to as far as Miami, and then we went across and to like Nashville, and then we went up to Chicago, and, played like Akron, Ohio with a lot of cool bands, and did like, it was called Bless This Mess. Oh, it was called Bless This Fest at Bless This Mess. And we played with a lot of great Midwest emo bands and stuff. But like, just, and like we broke down twice, like on that trip, and like, we we had a couple bad shows, a couple shows fall through, but like, especially now, like, again, like, you can't take anything for granted, and like those moments of like, just take the music out of it for a second, just being able to drive around the country in a van with your friends,
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing, and so that was something we were highlighting.
And when you watch that video now during these comment times, it's definitely hits all the feels.
Mhm.
I mean, not playing a show in so long since February wasn't the last show, like
February
the first week of
20th.
Yeah, I mean it really. Now I miss it. Like when you watch that video, it's definitely one of those.
For sure.
For sure.
I like how you just drop like, oh yeah, we broke down like twice, but anyways, like you just drop that like that. Oh, is that just
Oh,
a
man.
normal thing that happens?
Oh shit! Fuck.
Yeah.
Everybody for the wheel as well. I appreciate
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, that's so. All right, so story time. So, I mean, that does to answer your question. Yeah, we've had our fair share of NASCAR blowout moments, and
Oh my god.
Oh man, that was the best moment on tour ever.
so we're pulling into Miami, first time in Miami. We're about 10 minutes out from the venue. Life is good. Living La Vida Loca, and Andrew's driving, and all of a sudden, from the front you hear, oh shit, oh fuck, yeah, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh, fuck. And then we're just like, Andrew, speak, say something,
Yeah.
Andrew, like, speak, boy. I'm literally like, I remember saying that literally, and he's like, the van is like jammed up and it's like shutting off.
And I
Oh
reach
my
over
God.
from the passenger seat, helping him with the steering wheel, get the van over into the shoulder.
We're on like a major highway.
Yeah, this is
Miami.
like rush hour, like
Oh
Yeah.
jeez.
traffic.
The whole van just like locked up on us. And long story short, we brought it to the shop and finding out that it just needed some sort of sensor to keep the engine hauling.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. And our friend who hooked us up with the show, shout out Taylor Davis, he, of course, was like, yeah, I'll meet you on the side of the road. I'll help you load up equipment and get you to the venue, so then you can at least get some of the guys and some of the guitars and stuff to the venue. I was like, great, what kind of car do you have? He's like, well, I brought my girlfriend's Mini Cooper tonight.
Oh.
Like, as if to add insult to
Yeah,
injury.
it is
He had to
literally
have
a
the
Mini
funniest
Cooper.
car possible.
We can fit one guitar in there.
Yeah.
Well, you would think.
Big
But
mini
we
truck.
Yeah.
we fit, well, at the first trip was just like 2 of you guys and guitars, so we fit a good amount. But then later, like that night after the show or the next day, we fit 3 of us sitting in the back seat, which in a Mini Cooper in itself is not like, possible, really,
Yeah.
or, but then John laid across us.
that
Okay.
was
So
so
that
funny.
was a very illegal moment,
Yeah.
but very fun,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
that was
Pretty
awesome.
Memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
Well, that's what
cases
I'm-
over us, going through us, it was wild.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's like, you can't make that up.
And it was
Yeah, no.
freaking hot. Remember how hot it was in the car?
It's
Next to
Miami.
each other like that.
Yeah.
We were sweating so bad.
We went from sweating in Miami to freezing our asses off in Ohio, and we also broke down in Chicago.
Of course.
So like we had both experiences. So the thumbnail for the Nothing for Nothing video is us sitting at the Chicago gas station, broken down, drinking the beers that John went in and bought
Mhm.
to try to calm the nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
So-
got to experience it in different climates, once in shorts and once in our coats.
It was
Got
good.
full
One
experience.
one thing to say is that we did make the gig both nights we broke down.
Wow.
We did. We are
We had
professionals.
to cancel the
Mhm.
following day's gigs, so we had to miss 2. But we still made the gigs the night we broke the nights we broke down.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous stuff. But, we tried to capture as much of that as possible in the video while also showcasing the juxtaposition of that to us rehearsing in times of COVID with masks on and, worried about not killing each other. So, it's definitely makes us, it is somewhat bittersweet, but it's definitely more sweet than bitter because, we're looking to, we're very fortunate to have had those great moments while, right now we're just, focusing on things need to be focused on for now. And then, we're still working on new music, of course, but, there will be times where we'll get back to that, whenever that is, we'll be able to yell at microphones in front of people again.
Our own microphones.
Yes, our own microphones. We're never sharing microphones again,
Oh my god.
just
yeah.
as a going forward. I mean, especially within like the DIY community, I've seen bands put gym socks over microphones and
Oh.
things like literally like everything you could think of with like sharing microphones. I'm like, oh, that's never happening ever again.
Yeah.
But,
That's kinda rough.
Oh yeah, but
Imagine if me and like other drummers had to share drumsticks.
yeah,
the
it's
show's like here, just these sticks
spritz
like
them down,
broke in
yeah.
half and sweat all over.
Aw.
You're next. Imagine that.
I'd be there with my like Lysol wipes,
Mhm.
Oh god.
But
All right. Well, this one should be like super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you all to describe this track in 3 words for new listeners.
catchy, exciting, and doesn't count.
Okay.
Wild.
Wild. Solid. You all have to do it, by the way.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's what I would say. I think
Okay.
that yeah.
I'd say energetic. I don't know. Short. Does that count? Can that count as a compliment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
love
really
short
to the
songs,
point.
Get to the point. And I'm not describing you, Bobby. I mean, the
I
song.
was gonna say I take short as a compliment. That's fine. I wouldn't want to be one of you tall
You can't
people.
tell that.
No.
You can't tell that before when everything's on Zoom now, so it works in your favor.
Yeah, this is working out for me. I'm really 5'10".
And I'd say honest.
Okay.
I would say it's in your face.
In your face.
I
Wonderful.
like that. Clever.
Mhm.
I would say along the lines of what Bobby just said. I mean, it's definitely catchy. It really hits, in my opinion, hits the border where it's like just about to hit hard rock, but it's still laid back.
Mhm.
And it meshes really well. It has a really good sound, I think.
Mhm.
And it's got a sick drum fill in the middle. That's kind of my favorite thing ever. So
Yeah, like what you said before, less is more,
Yeah.
and it just sticks out, and it sounds like it really fits the part.
Yeah. Solid.
Solid. So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years, and is there anything new in the works?
yeah. So my go-to answer is stadiums, but my realistic answer is any venue that'll take us in the next couple years.
This is where we'll be in the next 5 years.
Or
like,
Zoom.
live
Yeah,
streaming
Zoom.
from what's it called? What's the bar in Long Branch again?
Brighton Bar.
Right, we're live streaming from Brighton Bar. That's gonna be like the new tour thing.
Yeah, that's also very realistic. We're always working on new music. We're working on a whole bunch of new songs and revisiting some older tracks as well. And we have a lot of cool stuff coming up for the year ahead. We're actually releasing a new live track at the very end of this year, at the end of the month, with our friends Telegraph Hill Records. And then in 2021 there's going to be brand new studio stuff, and so new and exciting that I don't even know what it is yet. So
Wow.
it's cool. We're working on it, and we have an abundance of ideas, and we're just excited to share things with people. So sit tight.
Sit tight. All right. Excited. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you guys.
Please, thank God, thank you. Oh, finally.
Oh my god. So we're gonna go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Massive boom.
What?
James, I feel like this is like you have to go first here.
No way! I can't go first on this.
Okay, Andrew, I feel like you have something probably.
Last meal and last drink.
meal?
Mhm.
Oh boy. I've been on a huge jerk chicken kick lately. There's this amazing soul food restaurant near my apartment that I've been ordering from a lot lately, and they just have the best jerk chicken and mac and cheese. So that's kind of my fave at the moment. So I'd
That's
say
delicious.
that and drink. Jeez. I guess you got to be classic. Let's say PBR.
Okay.
Wow.
You're gonna get a dirty Saul.
with the water, of course.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Two waters.
A
Two
gratuitous water.
Andrew's go-to drink whenever we used to play shows was a dirty sol, which is just 2 waters.
So,
Two free waters.
there's a story behind that. There's a story behind that. If I'll just say it real quick. So basically, like back in 2012, I think I was going to see my friend's band play at the Brighton Bar in Long Branch, and it was like 100 degrees out. I was super dehydrated. We all went to the Inkwell, as you do after going to shows at the Brighton Bar before you're 21. And apparently, I said to the waitress at the Inkwell, "Can I have 2 free cups of water?" That for some reason I specified free.
Mhm.
So that became that became my
Yeah, so that's what you get instead of PBR. John, do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, can I say
Up at the tree.
salad and breadsticks from Olive Garden because like they won't end, so that I don't have to die.
Exactly. Smart. Yep.
I like that.
Do you
Like
have a
cats are
drink?
climbing the
Cats.
Christmas tree.
Wait, John, do you have a drink? Because you just
Oh,
said.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Whatever is like at the soda fountain at Olive Garden, I guess.
Okay.
It would be whatever whatever beer you buy from the bar before Bobby gives you the drink ticket.
John habitually will use his own money to buy a drink at the bar wherever we're playing before I get a chance to get him a drink ticket. Well, he's like, or not buy him, but like, give him the drink tickets we got from like the promoter for that night. So I'll be like, oh yeah, here's a couple of drink tickets. He'll be like, oh,
I'm like
already
already
bought this.
holding the beer.
Yeah, but it's like habitual. So we think he has a problem, but we won't get into that here.
Or is that what
This is
he's
not the
actually
platform for that. Just kidding. We don't act. He doesn't. He actually have a problem. We're all very good boys on the road, believe it or not. But for me, I think I have to get it between 2. Either surf and turf, because last meal, it's good, that or what was the Willie Mae's fried chicken that we had in New Orleans?
Yep.
We were on tour in New Orleans a couple years ago, and this place, Willie Mae's fried chicken, that was pretty good. If I had to go out on that one, and I'd probably just say probably a bottle of Coca-Cola.
Okay.
like a
Probably
lead.
my last drink. Either a bottle or a can. I don't really care, but
Okay. Solid.
I know what mine is.
what's yours?
A Philly cheesesteak.
Yep.
That is definitely the last meal for me. I have to have a Philly cheesesteak.
I can see that. That makes sense.
The last drink.
Oh, okay. So the last drink, I might have to go with 2 on that.
Okay.
And definitely a nice Guinness. And probably, I don't know, probably like sweet tea or something. Probably like, yeah, definitely like Arizona sweet tea.
Taste.
Yeah.
Yep.
My honorable mentions were Arnold Palmer or like Capri Sun because
Capri Sun.
like
Yep.
that slapped and I miss it.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Star Wars.
Yep.
No freaking question.
Oh, I know mine. Toy Story.
Yep.
Ride like the wind, bullseye.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Andrew, you go.
Oh, fictional world. I guess are we saying like movies? Do we want to keep it to movies or?
Well,
Up to
it's like,
you.
fiction. It could be books,
Yeah.
Do you read? I don't know what you do.
Fiction. I'll just go with movies. Like I would love to be in the Back to the Future universe where there is
Yep.
time
Ooh,
travel.
nice.
Literally like the one
It's also
thing.
my favorite movie.
Nice.
Taste as it should be. Great movie. So
Think that.
I was just thinking that too, Andrew. I'll jump on board with that too because time travel would just be a cool thing to do, and then also you get to do it in a car, in like a cool car, as opposed to like any other lame way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
pretty like solid choices.
Yeah.
So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it's the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
mine is green.
Ooh,
Nice.
green.
I like yellow.
As
Nice.
you should. Best color.
I'm guessing.
I agree. I too like yellow a lot.
Oh my god.
But, like no, yeah, and I for some reason, well, the reason I like yellow is because growing up, I love and still do. I love Batman.
Mm.
And as like a 4-year-old, you can't say that black is your favorite color
Yeah.
because you just they put you into special groups for that, at that
Yeah.
age. So which they did do, but like they're like you can't say that. So I'm like, well, Batman's other color is yellow. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. So I actually had my room painted when I was a kid yellow.
Oh,
So
wow.
like for years I had a kind of a very gross yellow room, and yeah, so yellow.
Yellow.
Nice, John. I didn't know that. Favorite color, buddies. Yeah, you too,
What
Glory.
about you, Kush?
I'll go with red.
All right. Yeah, I can see you being a red guy.
Yeah.
And he's got a red guitar.
Yeah,
Red's
looks nice.
cool.
Andrew, I like red a lot too, but green definitely my number one.
All solid picks.
Cool.
Um,
Solid.
so as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Yeah, please check out our song "Nothing for Nothing" on "Nothing for Nothing," if we're being grammatically correct, on Spotify, and the new videos up on YouTube. And I think even on Spotify, if you play it, we have that like cool like video thing in the background. If you can check out of the video. Yeah, anywhere you check out where you currently listen, stream, or steal music from nowadays, you could probably find our songs. So LimeWire, "Nothing for Nothing."
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a
Hopefully-
new live single coming out on Christmas,
Yeah.
December 25th, as part of the Telegraph Hill Records Volume 3 compilation with a whole bunch of our friends from Asbury Park. And then we're doing a live stream from Asbury Lanes on the 29th of December around 10:30. Is that right, Bobby?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
it's part
so
of
that's
the
gonna be fun.
Wonderful Year show.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Andrew's actually telling us about all this stuff. We're making sure this is all in the calendar.
Yeah. Is this in here?
Got it.
Yeah.
I just added it to the bands in town. That's why I know.
Wow, you haven't done that in like
Holy
forever.
crap.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
All right,
I think I
guys.
just deleted that app off my phone.
Oh,
Yikes.
that's horrible.
Shows are over for a while. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. It's been Bobby Mahoney and the Seventh Son, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.